back on a Wednesday evening to News Channel 3 Live at 5. I'm Andy Dominiani.
And I'm Kate Tillotson. The rise of social media is one of the most important crime-fighting tools available to investigators now. And it's becoming a surefire way to bust criminals or catch them in line.
Yeah, News Channel 3's Nikki Zizaza explains how digital evidence is being used in court. Nikki.
Andy and Kate, social media is increasingly making its way into the courtroom and being used as criminal evidence. It is a goldmine for police and attorneys on both sides of the docket who say your electronic trail could be used against you.
Whether you post a Facebook status, Instagram a picture, or fire off a tweet, social media is recording every stroke and click, logging conversations word by word, and extracting hidden information stored on your devices.
It's becoming all too common. Someone commits a crime or makes a threat and brags about it online. And it's that very evidence that winds up right here in court.
It's transforming how criminals get caught.
Almost every criminal case involves social media in one form or another.
And what investigators must do to keep up.
We're finding more and more crimes involve social media to the point where we have one detective specifically assigned to deal just with social media issues.
And while social media is great for keeping in touch with friends and family, Lieutenant Jeff Baker says it turns out it's an even better tool in gathering evidence for a court case.
Every piece of evidence at a trial helps. A fingerprint helps, DNA evidence helps, eyewitness testimony helps. It is quite powerful, however, to have some sort of a timestamp from an application saying this person was at this location at this time and here's this timestamp to prove it.
Defense attorney Randall Levine saying in recent years social media has played a larger role in court.
I think social media makes it easier for prosecutors to prosecute cases that may have been more difficult in the past. I think it makes it easier for defense counsel to gain evidence to impeach a witness and to defend cases.
And in the search for justice, Levine says all sorts of information that a client posts may be used for reasons other than those intended.
To think that the environment is secure and that you have anonymity is foolishness, because I can assure you, law enforcement mines social media, as do defense counsel, to obtain valuable evidence that can be used in a court of law.
Like the case of a Kalamazoo heroin dealer.
He was just indicted by a grand jury.
Captured photos posted to Facebook blabbing about drug deals, now facing prison time.
Do I have to serve these years?
Or the Loy Norrick student who police say made a post threatening to shoot up the school, slapped with felonies. But just like any other piece of evidence, it has to be verified and proven.
One has to obtain the metadata and to have a technology expert evaluate the metadata carefully to see whether or not the evidence is what it purports to be, and that is whether it's authentic.
And while the motive of the crime may come from a post hidden behind privacy settings, Levine says don't be so careless.
There are always limits to the First Amendment right to free speech. The takeaway is don't be lulled into a false sense of security, of anonymity and privacy that social media purports to provide. Because the general rule is, do not say anything that you wouldn't want your own mother to hear. Otherwise, you could have a problem.
Nikki Zizaza, News Channel 3.